Hello, fellow villagers. Sorakana pre-registration has started on Nutaku and includes a gacha to bring a character over into launch. The question that gets asked a lot at the moment is, which unit is the best? The disclaimer is that this is only about the pre-registration gacha. There are several units available in the soft launch at the moment that are in the regular gacha as well as event units that can be accessed by using keys. This guide is looking at the pre-registration units only and determining which of them will be useful to you for the longest time once you start playing at the time of recording. A few things to note have come up in research and debate. Any units obtained from pre-reg gacha are basic type, which is a per unit modifier that essentially means these will be the weakest maxed versions of the characters. Due to the short-lasting nature of the characters, it would be best to prioritize constant hit rate, leader skills, and element rarity. The automatic instinct is to assume that the 5 stars are the best. And while yes, they do have higher stats and abilities compared to their lower rarity versions, pulling a 5-star unit is simply a time saver. Any unit in the game that is at least 3-star rarity can be evolved up into 5 stars. That being said, let's talk about the 5-star rarity units that may be useful in the gacha first of all. Miyu, the Fire 5-star, is the most universally useful of the 5-star picks. Her leader skill gives all units regardless of element a 30% attack increase. Her stats at max level are pretty average, and her killer move only hits a single target. But if you make her your pick, you do so because of her leader skill. Maria, the Thunder 5-star, is the only ranged options of the 5-star units, and she stands out because of her hit count. Again, her stats are average like Miyu, and her killer move is a single target nuke, while her leader skill is a 30% max HP increase for all units. Note, both Miyu and Maria can also be chosen as a starter unit if you plan to pick either of them. Finally, we have Maiu, the Dark 5-star. Her stats are average, and her leader skill gives a 40% attack boost to dark units. However, at launch there are only 2 dark units available. Her killer move deals damage and applies poison to a single unit. While this can do high damage to targets with very high HP, they get to act first before they take damage, which costs you turn counts for missions and means you are taking damage and possibly debuffs yourself. Many rate her as one of the weakest units in the game, especially at launch. However, I'd place her in the low-mid tier, simply for being a very usable unit and a currently very rare element. Strange as it may sound, the strongest units you can get are only available in the pre-registration gacha as 3 and 4-star units. Starting with Noah, she's a light element melee unit. Her leader skill adds 50% to light element units' attack at 5-star. Her stats easily outshine the starter 5, and her killer move while single target has a very high damage multiplier. Arune is another light unit, but she's a ranged attacker. Again, she boasts super stats to the starter 5 while her leader skill is pretty weak, being a 15% boost to defense and HP for all units. Her killer move is an area effect attack. What makes her amazing though is her blistering 15 hits at 5-star, which is the highest in the game at launch. Moving on to Lakua, a water melee unit with a rare high hit count, 7 at 5 stars. A leader skill that adds 60% max HP to water units and an area effect killer move. Her HP is low, making her something of a glass cannon, but she hits like a truck. Last but not least, we have Beno, a ranged fire unit with a large hit count of 12 at 5 stars. Her leader skill adds up to 60% resilience to fire units. She also has an AoE killer move with a very small charge. She has slightly low stats with high resilience. It's worth mentioning, though, that nothing that you pick at this point is going to cripple you in the least. If you just want to pick your cutest waifu, then you won't find yourself struggling to get established in the early game. Thank you for watching and Bakuryu for writing the original script. You can find the link to the village and Sorakana discords in the description below. Until next time, less out.